Let's turn now to Kim Forrest to talk about what's happening with the chip sector right now. She's Chief Investment Officer at Bokeh Capital Partners. Kim, good to see you again. Welcome back.
Thank you.
One Wall Street research firm said this week that this trade war is doing long-term damage to the semiconductor industry. You're not so sure about that, are you?
No, not really. I think this is Wall Street being at the center of the universe. And the real manufacturing and the real world is probably not where they are. So let's try to reconcile those two worlds.
I mean, in other words, what you're saying is once we get a deal with China, you think that the orders come back for the semiconductors, right?
Absolutely. Semiconductors are the things by which we conduct most of our lives, sad to say. You know, it's not just the phone. There's a whole lot more semiconductors that surround us day in and day out. And it's our estimation that that's only going to continue in things like autonomous cars. And if not fully autonomous cars, certainly there will be systems that rely on semiconductors to make us safer and just make our world work better. So it's just semiconductors are taking over the world, and I think it's a little short-sighted to think otherwise.
But one of the goals of the Trump administration is to bring more assemblage back to the United States here. Isn't it possible we could see some quotas put on that industry? What would that do?
Well, I think that would really make electronics really expensive in the short term. The practical matter is none of this global trade can be unwound very easily or quickly or cheaply. You have to build the plants, you have to train the people, and you have to reroute your supply chain. And I think that the desire to bring a lot of that back on the shore will never happen just because of the practical matter of how the world works now.
Right.
And it's just cheaper, and everyone's kind of used to how things work now. A little on the edges, maybe, but you know, practically moving back all of that, the manufacturing that happens overseas is just probably not practical.
So does that mean you're buying the Broadcoms and the other chip stocks that have been hit so hard by this trade war?
Well, I like them, and I like them more at this time of year than maybe 2 months ago, right? So I think that they have come back, and I think investors should take a look at this, especially if they have a long enough timeline, which we think is a minimum of 3 to 5 years.
Very good. Kim Forrest with Bokeh Capital Partners. Always good to see you. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you.